morning, students. Okay, so in our today's class we are going to see exercise 2b, and it is based on framing framing expressions from the given shapes. Okay, so the first question is find the areas of the following rectangles. So we have to find the areas of the given rectangles. Here now first, what is an area? An area means the space covered by that shape of the surface. Okay, so here if I say that this is my surface, the whiteboard is our surface, and this is the first rectangle given to us. So how much space is this rectangle covering of this total board? So it is covering this much space, right? This rectangle is covering this much space of the total whiteboard. So this will be the area of this rectangle. Okay, so the formula to find the area of a rectangle is area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth, or width. We can call the breadth as width also. So length into breadth. Now here, what is the length and what is the breadth of a rectangle? For a rectangle, we know that it has a length and it has a breadth also. So, or we call it width also. So here, this is the length of the rectangle, and the shorter side is called as the breadth or the width of the rectangle. Okay. So we have to find the areas of these three rectangles by the given length and breadth. Okay. So here for this rectangle, the length is given to us, which is equal to 6 centimeter, right? And the breadth is equal to 3 centimeter. Okay. So here the length is given to us as, for length we write L. The length is 6 centimeter and the breadth is given to us as 3 centimeter. Okay. So to find the area of this triangle now, we find the area as length into breadth. So the length is 6 into the breadth is 3. So 6 into 3 is equal to 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18. So 6 into 3 is equal to 18. And the unit for area is what? Now the length, see, first when you do this, we have to have both the measurements, the length and the breadth, both in the same unit. So here we had those in the same unit, right? This was also in centimeter and the breadth was also in centimeter. So when we put centimeter, the length was in centimeter and the breadth was also in centimeter. So centimeter into centimeter becomes centimeter raised to 2. It is called as centimeter square, or we can also call it as square centimeter. So we say that the area of this rectangle is 18 centimeter square. Okay. So the area of this rectangle, the unit for the area is always in square. It is centimeter square, or it can be meter square or kilometer square, anything. Okay. So here it is centimeter square. If the unit is not given to you, if here the unit of length and breadth would have been not given to you, you would have just wrote the area as 18. Okay. So if the unit of the length and breadth is not given, you don't write the unit for the area. Okay. But if it is given, then you have to write the unit of the area also. Okay. So this was the first one. Now for the second one, this looks like a square, but it is a rectangle. Okay. Why rectangle? Because here this side is given to us as 4 and this side is given to us as 3z. So we see that the length and the breadth is different. If both the sides would have been same, then it would have been a square. Okay. So here this is not a square. The length is 4 and the breadth is 3z. Now here the unit is not given to us. It is not said as it is 4 centimeter or 4 meter or anything, right? It is just given it. They have just given us the number. They have not given us the unit. Length for this rectangle is, length is 4 and the breadth is 3z. Okay, we have to write the z, the variable also as it is. We cannot omit this z. Okay, let it be. Z is a number, z is a variable, but let it be. Okay, so breadth is given to us as 3z. Now we have to find the area for this. So area will be length multiplied by breadth. So it is length multiplied by breadth. Now the length is 4 and the breadth is 3z. So put the value of length and breadth here. So on putting this, now we have got 4 multiplied by 3z. Now 3 is with a letter Z. Okay, but still we can, as I told you in our previous class, that we can multiply two numbers if one is having a variable also. Like here we can multiply these two numbers. 4 into 3 gives me 12 and Z is alone, so we will write Z also. So 4 into 3Z becomes 12Z. 4 into 3 is 12 and Z will remain as it is. So this becomes 12Z. Okay. So the area of this rectangle is 12Z. Okay. So area of this rectangle means this much portion. Okay. This much portion that the rectangle covers of the total space. Okay. Now the third one. The third one, we can see that it is a proper rectangle. The length is 5p and the breadth is 4q. Now here also then there are numbers as well as there are letters also. Right. So it is an expression. Okay. So no, does not matter. We can even still find the area. So length here is 5p. So we have to write 5p and the breadth is equal to 4q. So write 4q. Okay. Now we have to find the area for it. Area is equal to length into breadth. This is the formula for area of a rectangle only. For area of a triangle, area of a square and area of a circle and all, the formulae are different. Okay. Here this is the formula for area of a rectangle only. So here what is the length? The length is 5p. So write 5p multiplied by b is 4q. So write 4q. So now how do we multiply this? We multiply the numbers together and the letters together. So what is 5 into 4? 5 into 4 is equal to 20. And now the letters. So it is p into q. So p into q becomes pq. Okay. There is one p and there is one q. Okay. So this is the area of this given rectangle. The area for this rectangle is 20 pq. The area means this much portion that the rectangle covers. Okay. So this is the area. Here also they had not given us the unit. So we don't put the unit here in the answer. We just write the main answer. It is 20 pq. Okay. So this was the first question. We had to find the areas of the given rectangles. Now in the second question, we have to find the perimeters of the given shapes. So different shapes are given to you and you have to find the perimeter of it. Now what is a perimeter? A perimeter means the sum of the all sides. Okay. So we'll go to this question number 2 and see. Okay. Now the second question is find the perimeter of the following shapes. So here different shapes are given to us and we have to find the perimeter of it. Now what is a perimeter? A perimeter means the boundary of the given shape. Okay. Like here the shape is a square. Okay. So we have to find the boundary. How much this boundary is. If I cut this square at one edge and if I make it in a string, what will be the length of that string? That is called as the perimeter. Okay. Suppose if I have a string and if I mold it into a square. Okay. I make a square shape of it. So that length of the string, before making the square, we will measure the length of the string. Now when we make a square of it, it will be the perimeter will be the boundary of the squares, right? Suppose if this is the square which is made up of a string. Okay. So that the perimeter of this square is going to be the length of the boundaries. Boundaries means what are the boundaries? If suppose this is the square, these are the boundaries. This is the first boundary, this is the second, the third and this is the fourth. Okay. So these are also called as the sides of the square. So perimeter means the total sum. Okay. The total, how much total length of that string is or how much total length of the total shape is. Okay. So if we start from this point, we measure this length, then we measure this length, then we measure this length and then we measure this length. Okay. So the total of all these lengths is going to be the perimeter of that shape. Okay. So here they have given us that this much length is A and this is a square, means all its four sides are going to be equal. Right. So if one side is A, all the remaining sides are also going to be A. Okay. So here if this much is A, this much is also A, this much is also A and this much is also A. If we start from here and first we measure A distance, then again we measure A distance, again we measure A distance and again we measure A distance. So we are measuring this distance A how many times? 4 times. So the perimeter of the square will be 4 times A, or we can even write it as the sum of all the sides. So sum means addition of all the sides. So we write this A first, then we add this second A. So this becomes A plus A plus A plus A. Okay. So we are going to add A 4 times. So we can directly use the formula for the perimeter of a square, or we can even go by the sum of the boundaries. So here let's go by the sum of the boundaries. In the notes I have given you by the formula. You can check both the ways. Okay. So for even if you use both the ways, the answer is going to be the same. Okay. So perimeter means the length of the boundaries. So here we have to find the perimeter. So first I write the perimeter formula. The perimeter means sum means addition of all boundaries of the shape. Okay. It is not necessary that the shape can be a square only or a rectangle only. It can be a irregular shape also. Irregular means it is it is not a rectangle. See, regular shapes means what? A square, rectangle, triangle, circle, and then the shapes which we know, common shapes, those are regular shapes. And irregular shapes means if we take a stone, so we cannot tell what the shape of a stone is. It can be rectangular also, it can be a square also, or it can be a circle also. So those are irregular shapes. Okay. So here for regular shapes and irregular shapes also we can say that the perimeter is sum of all boundaries. Okay. So all the boundaries which are there of that shape, we just have to add them. So here what are the boundaries? The first boundary is A, second boundary is again A. So the perimeter of this square is going to be, perimeter is equal to A starting from the first A here. Okay. So A plus this A plus this A plus this A. Okay. So how many times A is coming here? 4 times it is coming. Right. So now this is an expression. Why? Because it is having terms. I told you in the previous class that expressions are made up of terms. So here, and terms means the things which are separated by plus and minus signs. Right. So here this A, all the A's are separated by plus signs. So these are 4 different terms. Okay. So, but they are like terms. Why they are like terms? Because they are having the same variable A and it has the same power. A, here the power of A is 1. Here also the power of A is 1, 1 and 1. So they are having the same powers. So if the variables, if the terms are having the same variables and the powers of the variables is also same, then those are called as like terms. We studied this in our previous exercise, right? So here these all are the like terms. So how do we add these like terms now? A means what? It is 1A. Okay. So all these are 1A, 1A, 1A. Okay. So now we will add these numbers only. So what is 1? 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. And the variable is A. So the summation, the sum of all these 4 is 4 A's is 4A. Okay. So the answer is 4A. So the perimeter of this square is 4A. And even if we solve by the formula for perimeter of a square is 4 into the side. Now here the side is A. So 4 into side means 4 into A, which is equal to 4A, which is nothing but this 4A. Okay. So this is the perimeter of this shape. Now the second one is a rectangle. Now we know that for a rectangle we have length and breadth. And also the opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. Here this side and this side are opposite, right? Opposite means facing each other. So here this side and this side are facing each other. So if this is the length, this is also the length of the rectangle. So if this is A, the upper side is also going to be A, right? Because we know that the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. The opposite sides which are there of a rectangle are equal. So these two sides are opposite and also these two sides are opposite. This is the breadth, this is also the breadth, and opposite sides are equal. So if this is B, this is also going to be B. So here we write B. So now we have got all the boundaries of this square, of this rectangle. So we can find the perimeter of the rectangle. So what is the perimeter? it is the sum of all sides. So if I start from this point, if here I am at this point, I will travel this much, then this much, then this much, and then this much. So total how much I have traveled, that I have to find. So the perimeter for this is going to be what? Perimeter is, if I start from this, first I will travel A distance, then I will travel this B distance, then again from here to here it is A, and then again from here to here it is B. So I have got 2 times A and 2 times B, right? So now what are the like terms here? This A and this A are like terms. Also this B and this B are like terms. So what do? I write the like terms together. So I write this A and the second A together. Then I write this plus B and the second B. Okay. Now as I told you, if there is no number before this letter, then that means it is 1. So before all these letters it is 1. This is 1A, 1A, 1B, 1B. Okay. So we can only add like terms together. So here these two are like terms and these two are like terms. So we will add these two like terms together and these two like terms together. Okay. So the A terms, 1A plus 1A is equals to how much? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So 1A plus 1A is equal to 2A plus 1B plus 1B is equals to 2B. Okay. So this is the perimeter of this rectangle. It is 2A plus 2B. Okay. Understood? So this is the perimeter, the total sum of all boundaries of the rectangle. Now the third figure, you can see that this is an irregular figure. Irregular means we can say that if we take the lower part of it, if we take only this much part of it, this forms a rectangle, right? If you leave this much part, you can see that the lower part is a rectangle. And if you leave this much part, you can see that the upper part is a triangle, right? So this is a figure which is made up of a triangle and a rectangle together. Okay. So but we have to find the boundaries, the sum of the boundaries of this shape. So here they have given us that this much length is 6. Then again this much length is 6. But we don't know what is the length of this part. So what will be the length of this part? And this part we don't need, because they had not given us this boundary. The boundary means only the outer lengths will come. The inner lengths, the line which I had drawn here was from inside. So that will not be counted. Okay, because the figure was given to us like this. Okay, so we have to count only the boundaries, length of the boundaries. So here, if we talk about this rectangle, we know that the opposite sides are equal, right? So if this much is B, then this is also the opposite side of this side, and if this is B, this is also going to be B. Okay, so this is the length of this side, it is B. Okay, so now we have to find the boundary, the perimeter of this shape. So if I start from this point, first I will go 6, then again 6, then B, then A, and then A. Okay, so the perimeter of this shape is going to be 6 plus this 6 plus B plus A plus B. Okay, now we see that these two are numbers, 6 and 6 are numbers, so we write them. So those are like terms. Okay, then B, this 1B and this again 1B, those are like terms, so we write them together. And A, there is only one A, so we write it aside. Okay, so we can write first 6 plus 6, then I write this first B, then the second B, and then I write the A. Okay, so what this becomes, 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So these two are like terms, and A is only single. Okay, so 6 plus 6 is 12, B plus B is, this is 1B and 1B. So 1B plus 1B is equal to 2B plus A is alone. Okay, so this is the perimeter for this given shape. Okay, 6 plus 6 is equal to 12, 12 plus B is equal to 12 plus B, 12 plus B plus A plus B. So that becomes 12 plus 2B, 2 times we have B, and A is only once. So this is the perimeter for the given shape. So that was it about exercise 2B. We have done how to find the areas, how to frame expressions for the areas of the given shapes, of the given rectangles, and then we saw how to find the perimeter of the given shape. So perimeter means nothing but the sum of all the length of the boundaries. Okay, so that's it. We stop with this. Okay students, thank you.